So in the first half of my Symbology series, Symbology 1 through 5, I break down the history of Symbology to its current creation of the script entitled Symbology. In the second half of the series, Symbology 6 through 9, was my first attempt to creatively market, pitch, and promote the project to a new audience, at the same time trying to find a crew to help this unique vision see the light of day. But even after many positive progressions, the future visions and ideas started coming my way, and I knew it was time to take it to the next level. So as I enter the third half of the series, I know in order to take it to the next level, I first must take a few steps back, not only to give myself some warning, but allow myself to go through my past to rebuild and tell the story and the future of Symbology. So part of the reconstruction process is to kind of take a step back, go into these boxes of all this material that I have of projects and characters and storylines, and bring it all together, organize this material, and by doing so, this gives me an opportunity to kind of cleanse out, kind of release and recycle all this material that I no longer need. But then I'll take all that good energy, the good stuff that makes this Symbology what it is, and put them in binders. And that way everything's current and ready to go. So I can pick it up and start writing notes and be prepared to take it to the next level. The first project I'm going to work on is my Seen Through the Mystic, the Art of Character series. In this series, I got into the heart and the minds of the characters that I created. I got a chance to kind of do my own interpretation of how I saw them doing their art. And not only did I get into the minds of these characters, it allowed me to create my own beginning, middle, and end. And at the end, it was like each one of those characters gave me a gift in return, gave me an idea, a concept to take with me to the next level. And that's what kind of the nature of Symbology is to build on an idea and expand on it when the time is right, and then intermix it with other ideas and basically anything to take it to the next level. So with all the good energy that I received by doing the Art of Character, I decided to take that formula and apply it to the current project, Symbology, to the Symbology script. So I plan on getting the heart and the mind of Sage and her long-lost grandfather, Simon, by doing these expansions that will help me open up to better tell their stories, but also open me up to new ideas and concepts with the script and the direction that it's going. Right here is the first expansion that I'll be working on. In the story of Seen Through the Mystic, there's a bunch of people who come across this pack entitled Symbology, led by the man, the myth, the legend, Simon J. Moyer. And so when I was actually creating this project, I decided to make a kind of a pseudo little packet that the old man leaves as a prop for my films. So I just one day just quickly wrote a bunch of miscellaneous things from the top of my head that are kind of progressive and create the way you create and all this kind of stuff. So I decided, all right, I'm gonna, for the whim of it, I'm gonna create this packet, and and I ended up incorporating this concept into the script. But now, as part of one of my expansions, is to kind of go back and actually read and apply to that packet that I wrote 5 years ago to kind of see how that would open me up to better tell the story of the characters, but also tell the direction of the script itself, where it's going to go, and take it to the next level. So. Throughout the years, Seen Through the Mystic has morphed on many occasions, and one of the original concepts was to actually have artists portray the art of the characters that I envisioned. But at the time, the time wasn't right, whatever, so I started to create my own version that became the Art of Character. And that was the first time it allowed me to kind of start creating freely on this free level of not caring, just doing on a more free flow kind of way of creating these little kind of colorful highlights to tell my story. So during my Seen Through the Mystic expansion, I set up 5 disposable cameras around the Seattle area, all in hopes that they would take pictures of whatever they wanted and send them back to me, and then I would create stories with all the images that I received and cut them up to make, collage pieces as well. But what makes this expansion even more powerful for me, more sacred, is the fact that of the 5 cameras, 3 were returned, and each of them were a representation of love, death, travel. The first one was the love of the family. The second one was death and zombie, and the third one was all about the open road and the highway and scenery. And to me that was very sacred, because at that time I was moving into my Doors of Symbolicy project, so I knew I was on the right track. And each one of those are representations of the name of the script that would pay tribute to Jim Morrison and the Doors, and that's Love, Death, Travel. My second experimental project, the Symbolicy series, is Doors to Symbolicy. It's my own personal tribute to Jim Morrison and the Doors, who played an instrumental role in my personal and creative development. And I felt that I wanted to kind of pay tribute to them somehow, some way, of my gratitude. So back in 2004, I received a vision to create this concept script. I put it on the back burner, and after several years, and it was actually after the completion of The Art of Character, that I received a dream to kind of bring back the vision of Love, Death, Travel. And part of Love, Death, Travel, there's many description of the releasing of spirit. And so at the very end, the young man releases the spirit to find his own true voice. So as I was ending the documentary series, I found my own personal release of spirit was one, to release this script out into the cosmos and allow fans and people to kind of read. If they were following my journey, they can see what I created through the lyrics of the Doors and creating that script. Well, all right, here it is, Monday, November the 10th, 2014. And it was 10 years ago today that I created my first vision to pay tribute to Jim Morrison and the Doors. And now I'm going to go on to Facebook, to a couple of sites here. And I'm going to post this for Doors fans to check out. My second release of spirit was the transferring of the script Love, Death, Travel into the new script Newborn Awakening, another Doors title that perfectly describes the element of the story. And because I was so passionate about the story and the characters and all the time I invested in the project and the series, of course, that I felt that, you know, by taking out the lyrics of the Doors and the imagery, I can keep the story alive and keep that powerful message going, and without using the Doors lyrics, I can actually make this film happen to see the light of day and to spread the message of Newborn Awakening. But before I take Newborn Awakening to the next level, I first must put it into a professional kind of script writing format, because when I first started the project, I had zero experience in writing a script. I kind of winged it and just kind of did the best that I could. But as I return to it, to honor it, to give it new light, I plan on kind of revamping it. So I'm far from being a perfectionist, but I feel if I'm going to take it to the next level, it's got to look and feel good. So I'm going to spend some time in really fine-tuning it by kind of getting back into the music of the Doors and kind of allowing me to add new material, take old things out, to kind of give it a new light, a new direction, and get it all prepared. So when the time is right, it will be ready to represent itself, and it'll be one step closer to getting a Newborn Awakening to see the light of day. All right, it is now November the 13th. Jim Morrison lived 10,070 days here on Earth, and so I did my calculation of how old I would have been, or what date it would have been on that day, and mine is today, 11/13, and so this day is kind of a day of just another day to appreciate and honor and of that sacred journey at that time, you know. Posting one more about this day, and what is the people, the fans, on their day of 10,070 days here on Earth. What will it be, or what was it? So yeah, my Doors of Symbolicy was another kind of way for me to just be more expressive, more creative on the flow, and just kind of follow the vision within, and just kind of do these things that would pay tribute to the Doors as well as market the project. Spent some good time on here, a lot of ups and downs with this project, but all in all, the transformation from Love, Death, Travel to Newborn Awakening, I felt I spent a lot more time on this Doors artistically than pretty much any other project. I think that was kind of good for me. And here is Stranger that I used as props. A lot of times I used props, just like Symbolicy. I used props from the script and put them into my own little experimental project. And this right here, and so this is part of a music video that I created. And yeah, so a lot of cool stuff. I feel artistically this is one of my favorite ones to do a lot of art with, and creative things to help pitch and promote my series and trying to make this a reality. This is where the Stranger actually spells the Stranger wrong. I don't know if it was a bloop or intentional, but yeah, lucky me. Lucky me. Alright, it is now December the 8th, Jim Morrison's birthday. Alright, we're going to post my meditation with Morrison on some Doors message boards to kind of represent my gratitude toward Jim Morrison as well. So let's do it. So there are a lot of similarities between my experimental series Doors of Symbolicy and my current project Symbolicy. Both series consist of unique concept scripts created from scratch with the goal of documenting my journey while creatively marketing the script, trying to turn these into feature films. And both Love, Death, Travel and Symbolicy both consist of grandfathers who are key ingredients to the character's development. And even though their story, their message are vastly different, they do have a few things in common, such as they both share a deep connection, a deep bond with their long-lost grandkids. In Doors of Symbolicy, it's all about grandfather-grandson combo, and in Symbolicy, it's all about a grandfather-granddaughter. Another thing they have in common is the name. In Doors of Symbolicy, obviously Jim Morrison is the inspiration for Love, Death, Travel. And in my Symbolicy series, at one point didn't have a name for the mystic. So I switched up the letters in Jim Morrison. And it was then that Simon J. Moyer, the man, the myth, the legend of my Symbolicy and Seen Through the Mystic project was born. He is the guide, the inspiration, the influence for this project. Really good thing about doing the Art of Character, this recycle from boxes to binders, it allowed me to kind of collect a bunch of these random doodles and sketches that I kind of create. And so I'm going to take all of these ideas, these doodles, designs and whatnot, and bring them together to create something for the future of the Symbolicy project. Alright, so here I am, full circle, returning and wrapping up my third experimental project, Symbolicy. Just like my Doors project, Symbolicy is split into two halves. One half is focused on the behind-the-scenes documentary aspect, the notes and memos, the progression, marketing ideas. And the second half is focused on the ideas and concepts for the progression of the Symbolicy script. And so, as I wrap up this series, the art of moving forward is to get in the hearts of my characters that I created, Sage and Simon, the main characters, and create short films based on the expansions, and that way gives a better perception of my journey into finding the new ideas and creating the new ideas for the future progression of Symbolicy. All right, so the goal is to kind of take these different elements from my past, kind of blend them together and get their strengths and kind of build a road for the future of Symbolicy. And so now that I'm moving forward, the future progression is all about taking it to the next level. So perhaps I'll, maybe do a Kickstart program. And before I even kind of get that even thought of creating, I will maybe create some pieces that maybe I can put as prizes, kind of doing grassroots and kind of put my energy into that, and kind of in that way that hopefully it'll spread the word out, and people want to participate in funding it, and I don't know, maybe I'll make some t-shirts, out of these doodles, or make wood or metal kind of cutouts of some of these, or who knows, I made some DVD packets in the past, and I had some pretty good luck with it, but why not try that again, to pass out these DVDs, make these covers out of these doodles. Alright, so here it is, the final piece of the puzzle, the complete notes and memos of the third half of the Symbolicy series. And if you made it this far, it's basically everything that you've basically watched from the very beginning to now. And now it's time to take those ideas and concepts and kind of go within and implement them for the future progression of the Symbolicy series. And I hope you come and join me on that journey. Thank you very much.